within the past few minutes have confirmed the results of a blood test showing a big rig driver charged with intoxication manslaughter in a deadly I-35 crash had no drugs or alcohol in his system. Senior reporter Tony Plohetsky broke this news for us at 5 and joins us with what APD is saying now. Tony?
And Quita, Austin police, keep in mind, originally charged this driver with 5 charges of intoxication manslaughter, 1 for each victim, which included an infant and a child. Now the future of those cases is uncertain because of these test results. In a statement we got just minutes ago, Austin police say, quote, the Austin Police Department is aware of the toxicology reports for Solomon Wadikiel Araya. At this time, APD Vehicular Homicide Unit is working with the Travis County District Attorney's Office to determine specific charges. Wadikiel Araya is accused in the mid-March crash that involved 17 vehicles. Police originally said in arrest affidavits that they believe he was under the influence of depressants and noted that he blew a 0.0 on a breath test. In their statements this evening, they added that the charges were based on the results of field sobriety tests and drug recognition examinations. Wadikiel Araya, court-appointed attorney, said this afternoon that he called the investigation botched and that the police officers who originally charged his client with intoxication manslaughter should be held accountable. Quita?
Senior reporter Tony Plohetsky following that story for us. Tony, thank you.
Oh my gosh, what a plot twist that is. So this guy was charged with intoxication, manslaughter, and then now, after they took a blood sample and did a blood test, and I don't know how long ago they did a blood test on this guy, now he had nothing in his system. So initially we thought it was alcohol, and then we saw that they said that it was antidepressants or something of that nature. And now they're sitting there saying nothing was in there. Needless to say, though, I'm still firm on this. I'm still firm on a few things. Drugs and alcohol and truck driving do not mix, no matter where you come from. But it still does not erase the fact that this guy has a history. It has a history of driving 63 in a 30, not knowing any English, okay? And then he plows into these people at 80 miles an hour. 80 miles an hour, he plows into these people. And he still should be held accountable. We're sitting there, we're going to have him released. Why? So he can get back in the truck again? There's absolutely no way that should be happening, allowed to be happening. Okay? It says no drugs, alcohol were reportedly found in the expanded blood test analysis of the truck driver involved in a deadly crash on I-35, according to attorney. His attorney said this. Now, how did we know? How long did the police know? I've heard of corruption down there in Travis County, okay? Because there was some people online that sit there and said, Travis County's so corrupt. All right, if this happened in Williamson County, which is the county just to the north, a different story. Okay, Travis County, if you guys know, that's Austin, the most liberal county in Texas. Okay, all the weirdos go there. Okay, that's just what I'm saying. But anyway, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I still believe that Amazon should have some sort of accountability in this, just for the fact that how they just don't vet. They don't vet these drivers that hook onto their trailers and all that. I mean, we see all these accidents for years and years with Amazon Prime trailers, and they just don't. They don't vet them, And then this guy, we told you how shady this guy is, Thanks to Sarah Fields on X, she, did a deep dive on them, the company, and everything like that. So, but I will say that if this driver was not impaired whatsoever, he wasn't, then how did he do this? How do you go and plow into people at 80 mile an hour in Austin, which you should not be going that fast anyway? Because I guarantee you what this attorney's going to sit there and say. He's going to sit there and say, well, it's the construction. Because that's the narrative. Not that this fact he's not an American citizen. This guy's going to be able to get off. I guarantee you, this guy's going to be able to get off and more than likely get behind the wheel of a semi at some point. And if you guys don't think so, I mean, I hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong. But I've just seen how this right here, what we've got going on in trucking today, with all these, not only the immigrants coming over from different parts of the world, getting visas and getting behind the wheel, should not be happening. The reason why is because us American citizens, we go to trucking school, and then in order to get a job, we have to go through training at a company. We get adequate training. That's the number one thing. English and training. These people come from a different part of the world, different country, okay? And they may have some experience driving a truck over there, and then they bring it over here. Okay? And a lot of them don't have experience. Don't even have experience driving a car, and then they get in a semi with no training. And that's the issue we need to fix. That's my whole point. Gotta know English, gotta be an American citizen, gotta go to trucking school, and gotta have some additional training. Most trucking schools are 4 weeks. Those trucking schools are there to get your CDL. Okay? And then you go get your on-the-job training. It's where you get paid. And that could last 2 or 3 months. To me, that's adequate. That worked for a lot of people. Look, worked for me. Went to a 4-week school. Went to a trucking company and had 2 months worth of training after that. So it was initially 3 months of trucking, or 3 months of training that I had to go through. And hey, 20 plus years driving a truck. All right, not perfect, okay, but I ain't doing what this guy's doing. I ain't doing what those guys in Colorado did. I showed in a video here not too long ago. I'm sitting here saying, guys, something's got to change here, folks. Who's with me here? Who's with me? This is my point. Okay? The visas, the non-domicile CDLs, all this. CDL truck drivers here in the United States of America need to be American citizens. Okay? They just have to be. And then you have to go through the process in English. Not a trucking school that does it in different languages, but in English. That way we got good, properly trained truck drivers. But there's people like the ATA out there that want to dumb down that idea. Hey, and by the way, shout out to OOIDA for finally speaking up on this. Shout out to OOIDA. I mean, I've been critical of OOIDA. I was a member for a long time, and then I stopped being a member. Now I'm a member again for 5 years. I've got me a 5-year membership. Just for the fact that they're finally speaking up on it. American Truckers United. Go to AmericanTruckers.com. I believe is their website. And sign up and get your name on there. But hey, this has got to change, folks. It absolutely has to change, and it starts with us. All right? Because even though this driver was not impaired, technically now that we know this, still had no business driving a truck. Still had no business driving a truck. And that's the reason why I say we need change. Who's with me?